Harvest runs on rhythm, the steady hum of belts, the quiet agreement between iron and intention, and you move with it, almost without thinking. Unload, turn, cut, repeat. Productivity feels inevitable, like the crop is simply flowing from the field into the future. Yesterday, the clean grain elevator chain had a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. That's the kind of phrase that sounds polite for something that just brought everything to a halt. The day doesn't stop when the combine does. Wrenches replace the steering wheel, dust mixes with grease, and progress looks a lot like patience. Because harvest isn't just about efficiency, it's about resilience. I can't really explain it, but farmers don't really lose time, they chase it. If you burn 3 hours in the morning, you just add it on to the end of the day. So when the repair is done and the machine breathes back to life, the day isn't over, it just moves into a different kind of light. The headlights cut through the dark and the cab becomes its own small world as the field waits quietly for you to catch up. Because harvest doesn't reward speed, it rewards persistence. And sometimes the most productive hours are the ones no one sees.
Oh, good morning. Gary had to run back to the farm to get a pry bar and a step ladder. So I'm about done shoveling corn this morning, crawling around already. So yeah, the chain skipped off the sprocket, and we were monkeying with that earlier this year. There's a sprocket here, chain that goes up and around, carries the grain up, and it has come off that sprocket somehow. But the top sprocket is tensioned by 2 rods that moves, tighten, they go up and down. So you have tension on the chain, but if I remember right, what those tension rods, what they mount to hold the tension is either bent or broken. I can't really remember. He's gonna get a step ladder and a pry bar, and we're gonna have to pull the belt off the side so there's no tension, so we can move the chain freely, and then hopefully all the grain will come out. Once that's done, and we should be able to put it back on there, or try and unscrew up what is screwed up on the chain. If anything, won't really be able to see until we get all that grain out of there. And the wind shifted. It was out of the south yesterday, dropped 25 degrees and came out of the north, so my tarp was blowing the wrong direction the whole time, which is kind of annoying when it's 20-mile-an-hour winds and it's cold. There's the top, that's kind of what we're dealing with. The chain was on there really tight off the sprocket. It looked like it bent that rubber paddle. It's a cold morning. And there looks good, the way it's supposed to. All of that corn was in here, which goes over to the other side. All came out of that tube right there. Some of it came out of there. And then the rest was in there. I still need to get that out of there, but without those bottom panels open, which I couldn't get open, without those bottom panels open, it just kept filling up the more I took it out, so I stopped.
We tried a field fix, but it just wasn't cooperating, so I resumed removing the rest of the corn while Gary went back to the shop to make space to work.
Well, we got the chain off of the sprockets, but it's still wedged in there, so we can't figure out why it's wedged in there. I don't know if one of those paddles just disassembled itself and got wedged in edgewise or what, but we can't really do much out here. We're gonna have to take it back home and cut one of those chain links. Excuse me. We're gonna have to cut one of the chain links and then go back and put another link in so we can pull the whole chain out and see, or pull a lot of it out, or whatever. Just figure out what the hell is going on, why it's jammed up in there. Just warm this thing up a little bit and drive it home.
To get the old chain out, we had to cut it and pull on it until it eventually came out. One of the paddles bent when the sprocket loosened up, and so it wedged itself. To put the new chain in, we tied a ski rope to the chain and pulled it in from the bottom and over the top. I don't know if that's how they do it at John Deere, but that's how we do it around here.
Got her going. Hopefully everything works out. The elevator chain, we ended up taking one off the other machine. I was going to buy a new one, but it wouldn't be here for a couple days, so we went ahead and put one off the other machine in there, and it was actually in probably a little bit better shape, so that worked out fine, and we just gotta put this thing back together and we should be ready to go. We're ready to go. Now if I can remember where I need to start at, I think I need to open that end over there. So I think Gary was saying he wanted to check that elevator chain because he thinks it's going to loosen up. It'll stretch a little bit with wear to make sure it's not like stretched way out or tightened way up for some reason. And we're gonna do that after a bin or so. I got about a half a bin I gotta dump just because of the rim where I ended up stopping yesterday. So I think we'll get out and check that out and see if it's not, see if it's performing like it's supposed to and not doing something stupid. It is very tight, which is, to me, very tight, which is kind of where we set it on purpose because we know it's going to stretch, and it's off that other machine, so it's used. Hopefully it'll hang in there. Trees have been such a pain in the butt already this year. Well, I don't know. There's some big branches down there. They're too big for me to move, one of them. But it's right in the way, so I don't know how I'm going to open this up without being weird. I don't get it. really big tree back here, and the top of it in the windstorm broke off, and it blew out like, I don't know, 18 rows out, and I mean, the base of it's about that big around, so I can't move it. The problem is, it's just kind of in a really bad spot because I can't cut through, and it's going to be probably a while before I can cut through down here. This probably doesn't make sense, but I can't just go back and forth, and there's no way to turn around down here without running a bunch of corn down. So I'm going to have to open the south end up, get far enough where I can get away from that and go all the way to the north. It's going to be a pain in the butt.
My first thought was to pick until I was as close to the tree limb as I felt was safe, back up, and then do the same from the other side. The sketchy part is that the tree branches were camouflaged in the corn, and if one of the gathering chains grabbed one, it could pull a bunch of wood into the separator and cause major damage. The chances of that happening were slim, but I've heard horror stories of people sucking up old barbed wire or deer antlers, and the last thing we need is yet another breakdown. And of course, backing up without knocking corn over seems to be a challenge for me. After reevaluating a little, I decided to try to find the 6 rows that would lead me to the other end without running into more tree debris.
Okay, I saw a spot here that would be ideal. Oh, right there it is. On the right rows, and I think it should be on the side. Don't turn your steering wheel when you're going in reverse. This will work.
It really shouldn't be a thing, but this part of the field is laid out weird as the terraces don't quite run parallel. Honestly, this is the first year in a while that I've managed to not miss planting or spraying 6 rows as a result of that odd alignment. You can kind of see here how we keep the body level while working on the side of a hill, thus the term side hill. It's a pretty subtle action, so it's kind of hard to perceive on camera, but I think you get the gist.
Yeah, but it came to a squared off end. So I guess we're cutting through anyway.
Turns out I should have been over 12 rows. No real big deal, just annoying.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The rows kind of intersected at a 45-degree angle, so I wasn't going to be knocking a bunch down.
I think this right here is the one we want.
It's just kind of funny when everything is in groups of 6 and you still get it wrong.
Yeah, planted this would have been ideal if it weren't for the fact that there's a big ass tree in the way that wasn't there when I planted it. Okay, yeah, this is going to come up right next to it, over there on the left. So we got clear. We'll be able to make all the way through. It wasn't pretty, but we got through without dead ending. Too bad. Big tree.
Once I got through, I went back to my original plan of cutting back from the other side while making sure to keep the back of the combine out of the trees. You really don't want the right side of the combine facing trees, especially since we don't have a shield on the chopper belt to keep it from rolling off.
Time is getting cut really short today. We got rain coming in, and I think it's going to rain for the next 3 days. I know I said that they took it out of the forecast, but it's back in the forecast. I don't think I can get a third load in this evening, and we're really close to being done with that field. Gary is running the combine right now, so hopefully he can get another load by the time I get back, maybe. I don't know, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Like to go more tonight, but unfortunately this is like the most difficult part of this field. It's got a really steep curvy hill that's short, but it's pushing the edge of what the combine wants to do. And also there's a washout that we have every year, and this year it was really bad. And I know when I planted it, I had to go through back up to it from one side, and it was not good. So, and I don't remember, I might have planted east-west in the middle of a north-south, or I don't know. It's not something I want to drive the combine through when I can't even see how high the header is off the ground. So I think we'll empty this, and then we'll take, I gotta check the weather, see if we are going to get rain tonight or if that's just down the road. Listen to that racket. So, I don't know, we'll empty this and check the weather and see if I need to wrap everything up. According to the weather, it's like pretty minimal chances of rain, and it'll, as long as we don't get a downpour, it should just wash. Anything that goes in there should just wash through that corn. So I think we're gonna call that a night. Time to quit. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Don't forget to do the thing down below with the buttons. And as always, I will see you in the next one.